Do you need a cutthroat attitude to be successful in business?
I'm David C. Barnett, and you're tuned in to Small Business and Deal Making, the podcast, YouTube channel, and blog where I talk about buying, selling, financing, and managing small and medium sized businesses while controlling risk. So, if you're looking to take control of your future through buying a business one day, or if you already own a business and you're looking to grow or exit, you've come to the right place. I talk about interesting things, I talk to interesting people, and I answer your questions every week right here. So, be sure to hit like and be sure to hit subscribe, and let's get to it.
Hey there, everyone. I was watching some videos over the weekend on YouTube and some different people who were talking about business. And I actually ran across a few of them where they were talking about how if you want to be successful in business, you have to have this cutthroat attitude where you're going to do whatever it takes to like get the customer's money. And one person even described selling as being willing to lie just a little bit in order to get money from people. And I was a little bit taken aback because some of the things that were being said in these videos addressing an audience of people who were not business owners. They were talking about people getting into business and things like this. I thought, wow, this person's idea and attitude is really at odds with my own experience. And, I've been working in or owning or running or being a salesperson in businesses now for like 30 years. And so I have a lot of business experience, and I've never seen this kind of thing pay off except in a few circumstances, which I'll talk about. So I wanted to share some of my thoughts about this notion that you have to have this cutthroat mentality to be successful in business. And then I want to talk a little bit about what kind of attitude I really think you do need to have to be successful in business. But to begin, let's think about this from the first principles. So what is a business? A business is a place where people come because they either have some kind of pain or some kind of desire, and they want to satisfy those things by trading money for a solution. Your car is broken, you go to the auto repair shop, you pay the money, they fix the car, now your car is working, right? And so if you think about that transaction, I'm the customer, I'm coming to give money to get something to alleviate a pain or satisfy a desire. So buy the diamond ring or fix the broken car, right? I could go to any auto repair place, right? And so business at its core is based on voluntarism. People voluntarily get into interactions with each other based upon what they're looking for from either side. So the business is trying to make money by delivering their solutions in a profitable way. The customer is looking for a solution in an affordable fashion that makes them happy so they can carry on their life, right? So if we talk about a cutthroat mentality where I'm going to do whatever it takes to screw the customer and get all the money and get the maximum amount of money, then how does that reflect within the framework of voluntarism, right? Because we've all been to a business before where we've felt that somebody has tried to screw us over. And so what does that mean? It means we're probably not going back, right? And so I think this is one of the most important things to understand when you're talking about the attitude that you have in your business is, are you building a business where you're going to create a community of customers with whom you're going to do business over and over and over again, right? Or are you not? Are you the one and done kind of business where you do one transaction with a person and never see them again ever, right? And I have a couple of examples of that. Or are you in a business where people have no choice but to deal with you? So again, that addresses the question of voluntarism, because there are certain entities out there that look like businesses that take our money in exchange for a solution that our interactions are not voluntary, right? And so let's talk about this. So if I'm running a business and I'm in this community and I want to get customers and I want to build a business over time and maximize its value, then obviously I want to create a situation where customers are happy, they keep coming back because they want my solutions over and over again. And then they go and tell other people that I'm a great provider of those solutions. So obviously we want a caring and conscientious and, the attitude towards these people so that we make sure that they leave the business happy, that they feel they've gotten good value, We don't want a cutthroat attitude there. Um, Customer acquisition costs is a big thing for a lot of businesses. If we're going to be selling to the same people over and over again, it means we can afford to invest more to acquire customers because the customer acquisition cost is going to be spread over more transactions over the course of time. So, for example, my business buyer adventure group coaching program, right now it's set up so that it's a quarterly admission, quarterly fee. So there are people in the group who are in there quarter after quarter after quarter. They just keep renewing their membership because they find value in the program and they want to continue to be a part of it. If they didn't see the value, they wouldn't be in it. And so if I knew that had this cutthroat attitude and I was going to like trying to get every last penny from people, maybe instead of a few $100s a quarter, I would charge like $10,000 for people to sign up for that, knowing full well that most people are going to quit because the value isn't there, and knowing that I got to get as much money as I can from someone as soon as I can, and then I'm not going to do business with them again. But that's not my business model, because the fact is I've got people who've done my online programs. I've got people now who've done every one of my online courses, and then they join the adventure group, and then they hire me again later on to do some analysis work on a deal that they found. They just keep coming back. And that's the result of my efforts to build a community of customers to help grow my business over the course of time, to make it easier and easier for me to have earnings in my business, right? The more customers out there that want to keep coming back, the easier it is for me. Now, let's think about a business that is in a situation where there's limited choice, right? So let's say there's only one provider of something in a particular community or in a particular marketplace. That person knows that they're not really relying on voluntarism so much as they're satisfying a need that some people have that they just can't get satisfied in another place. This is where we find this cutthroat business attitude, where the business person you're dealing with knows that you have to deal with them. You don't have a choice. Is it pleasant? No. As customers, we know that. So one of the examples I dreamed up is, you're on a cruise ship, it docks at a port somewhere, you want to rent a mini scooter to drive around the countryside, and there's a rental agency there, and they explain to you what the costs are, and then you need 7 or 8 different types of insurance, and it's going to cost this, it's going to cost this, and they're going to put a big charge on your credit card, blah, 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 blah. They know that you're not coming back, right? So you're going to run into that more cutthroat business attitude in a place like that, because they know that they have to maximize the amount of dollars you're going to spend in that moment, and that you're likely never going to come back. You will not be a repeat customer. And so this is where we see, maybe an argument for people saying you have to have this cutthroat business mentality. At the end of the day, you don't have to rent the scooter, right? So there's still that opportunity for somebody to invoke the voluntaristic nature of business to say, well, no, I'm not going that far. I'm not paying that much. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do something else with my time, right? The other, of course, thing, it would be someone who has some kind of regulated or mandated monopoly. So you could have like a water company or a utility company, and they're the only ones, for example, selling electricity or natural gas or whatever in your particular locality. You have to do business with them, right? You don't have a choice. And oftentimes what ends up happening in that kind of situation is there ends up becoming a government regulator that controls the pricing or some other aspect of how that service is delivered, to try to be the mitigating factor against this cutthroat business mentality that we're talking about. The other interesting thing that I find is a mitigating factor against this kind of attitude is that increasingly there is an arbitrator that we can appeal to for all of our commercial transactions. So in the example I gave you, where the one YouTuber said that sales means you sometimes have to lie to get someone's money. Well, in the modern age, if you misrepresent or you don't deliver on what you say you're going to do, and someone has paid you with a credit card, well, guess what? They're going to go and complain to the credit card company that you didn't deliver what you said you were going to deliver. And the credit card company has the ability to reverse the transaction if they want to, right? And so this, again, is another mitigating factor on this cutthroat entrepreneurship mindset. Now, what I have come to realize in business is that you can't be a wishy-washy pushover that wants to do anything anyone ever asks you to try to please everybody. In fact, one of my daily affirmation cards says that you can't please everyone, right? I know that. There are people who watch some of my videos and they don't like what I say. That's cool. You're not my customer, right? Um, so, what kind of attitude do I think you need? I think you need to have confidence and you need to be assertive. So, you have to understand exactly what it is that you're delivering in your business, who you're delivering it to, and why the price that you ask makes sense. And you have to be confident in the delivery of that offer to the marketplace. And you have to be assertive in that you won't bend or wiggle around too much when someone starts pushing you to try to press for some other kind of variation or whatever on your regular offer. So it's much easier said than done. And when people are getting into business for the first time, like when I started this business, I really wasn't 100% certain on what my different offers and products were going to be. And so as they evolved, I was trying to feel out the market to see what the market would bear, what people were willing to do, what were they willing to pay, what really did they want to buy from me, right? And as time has gone by, and I've repeatedly gotten feedback from more and more people that have done my products and services, I've realized, yeah, I've kind of got it right. I fine tuned things a little bit, but when someone comes along and they want something drastically different than what I normally do, then I can say to them, like, no, that's not what I offer. I don't do that particular thing. And having the confidence and the willingness to draw boundaries and create limits, it's interesting. It's going to allow you to have a better business that you're running. And it actually also creates confidence and respect on the part of people that you're doing business with because they'll know, okay, like, they're coming to you because you're the expert in your business, right? They're the one that can solve the problem. You're the one that can fix the car or whatever it is that you're doing. And so when you are confident in your own abilities and your expertise and your willingness to deliver service in the way that you do it, and you're assertive in that you will not uh, like bend under pressure to unreasonable demands, then it's easier for people to have confidence that you are what you say that you are and that you're going to be able to do what you say that you do. Anyway, those are just my thoughts on the topic of this cutthroat entrepreneur mindset. As I said before, I'd love to hear what you think. Put the comments down below. I think that there's a real difference between people that actually have business experience and those who are just looking at business from a theoretical point of view. Um, Most of the people that I know of that are successful in business, um, if they were to adopt this cutthroat business mentality, they would end up cutting their business career short. They would end up losing customers. People wouldn't want to do business with them again. They, you know, there's got to be something of value in the transaction for both parties, or else the parties will not come together again. It's the fundamental basis of voluntarism, and business is based on property rights and voluntarism. So I have things, you have things or money, and we're going to trade to mutual benefit. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. And if you know anyone out there who's interested in this kind of stuff, please share the video on another social platform like on Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn or something. Or if you're a subscriber to my weekly email, forward the email to someone else. That's how I grow my audience. And I know that this message would be important for other people outside of those who are already watching. So give me a hand if you would and help to share, hit the like button. All of these things help in exposing new people to the content of the channel. Thanks. We'll talk to you next time. So, how can you learn more about buying, selling, financing, and managing small and medium sized businesses? Easy. Head over to my blog site, davidcbarnett.com, where you can learn more about me and how I work with my clients. You can learn more about my books and the online courses that I've prepared for you. You can find out about how to subscribe to my email list, the YouTube playlists, etc. There's literally hundreds of hours of content there, all for free, and I'd love for you to be my guest. Special thanks go out to Jeff Alpaw Customs for being my tailor. Men all around the world can look dangerous just like me with the help of Jeff Alpaw Customs. JeffAlpaw.com. Use the code DCB10 to save. They handle multiple currencies and ship anywhere you happen to be.